All right, guys, Tristan with Old Iron. We got a pretty cool truck sitting here behind me. And more importantly, I'm actually standing with the guy who has owned and operated this truck since 93, is that right?
Yeah.
93. Anyway, we're gonna showcase this truck. We're gonna do the full build on it, but before we even take it off the lot here, I just wanted to introduce and get a little history from the guy that owned it, operated it, made a living with it for over 30 years. Just a little history on the truck. When I started driving truck at 21, I was running in and out of El Paso quite a bit. And little town just outside of El Paso, Vado, New Mexico. There's a bunch of dairies and stuff over there. And I remember seeing this truck over the years running on the frontage roads with a live bottom, walking floor on it. And I would see that truck, and every time I did, I thought, man, what a cool old truck. And I never had the opportunity to run into Les during those years, but it was probably about a year ago. I was in the truck stop there in Vado, is running my old A model, and Les approached me. He said, "You like old trucks?" And that was the end of that. We knew each other after that. So anyway, I just want to introduce Les. Les, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
All right, this is Les Lane, and this was your truck. When did you buy the truck?
I bought it in 1993, on the same date as today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That full circle.
Yeah, sold it on the same day.
Bought it on the same day you sold it?
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of years ago, huh?
Yeah.
What is that, 31 years ago? Golly. So if there's anything to be known about this truck, you pretty well know it backwards and forwards. Where did you find the truck?
A friend of mine located the truck for me in Springfield, Missouri, and it was spec'd out exactly the way I wanted the truck. The wheelbase, the B model cat, 15 speed, and it was a non-sleeper truck, which is what I wanted.
Right.
So we just jumped in the truck and went to Springfield, and I ended up buying the truck and driving it home. And I've had it ever since.
And do you remember more or less how many miles it had on it back then?
It was low mileage. It was probably around 60 to 80,000 miles, I believe, on it.
Yeah. And your main deal, you kind of catered to these dairies over here for all those years, huh?
Yeah, I've been hauling to these dairies. It's a local haul. My longest haul was about 5 miles most of the time. You know. Yeah. Somewhere like a quarter of a mile. So,
yeah.
But it's moved a lot of loads, and it's been a really good truck.
Been a good looking truck, and
yeah.
It's been taken care of, which is cooler than anything.
Yeah.
And to have that much history with a truck, as it stands today, when I climbed up in there, it's got 426,000 miles, and those are original miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat, pretty rare find. I guess you don't find a lot of people that had a run with the long hauls of 6 miles like you did for so many years. But and Les here comes from a trucking family. I don't know how it all works out. I grew up around truck drivers my whole life, and you find good old guys like Les here, and the tradition and the heritage is the same. We were just down in the shop looking at some pictures. I should have recorded those, but he's got pictures of his brother, his brother's trucks, his dad, his grandpa. Long line of trucking history there, right?
Yes, sir.
And what all did your dad do and grandfather? What was their deals?
My grandfather had a trucking business. He had 3 early model Kenworths. I think he bought one of the first Kenworths in Albuquerque, what he told me. And he hauled lumber and cattle and cattle feed out of Apache Creek, New Mexico for a long time.
Yeah. Him
and his 2 sons. Until I think he retired in 1970. He bought his last truck in 1970, conventional Kenworth.
and some of those pictures that I saw, those old 60s models, 55, I think one of them was a 55, the narrow noses, just cool, good looking old trucks. And did a good job for a long time. And as hard as the business was back in the day, I mean, it just kind of ran in the family, huh? You, your brothers, it kind of all trickled down, huh?
Yeah. I always liked being around trucks. I remember riding in them with my grandfather when I was pretty small, and I liked them then.
Yeah, it's a bad disease when you get it. I can remember laying on the floorboard of my dad's first 359, sleeping around the gear shifter. That was and he'd kick me in the head every once in a while when I got in the way of the pedals. That's about it.
Yeah.
No, that is awesome. I love the history that comes along with the truck. The truck is gorgeous. It's I mean, 425,000 original miles you don't hardly find anymore.
Yeah. Extended
hood, 359. It's kind of exactly what we were looking for, but we're going to take this truck, that amazing part, we're going to drive it home just like you did 31 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're going to drive it home. We're going to get it to the shop, and we'll start working it over, and we're going to put it right back to work like it was when you retired, what, a year ago? Yeah. So we're going to put it right back to work, and we're going to send it up and down the road right by your house here. You'll probably run a lot of Arizona to El Paso type stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of our bread and butter, but hopefully we'll make sure we stay in contact, and we'll get you together with the truck after we get it all done and let you take a look of it.
Yeah.
After it's done.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it looks like.
See what it turns into.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate it, and I just wanted to get a little bit of history and introduce you to the guys. I mean, they don't make them like you anymore. This younger generation that's getting into trucking just has, there's not a lot of opportunity for them guys to meet guys like you, and that's one of my favorite things. I mean, I talked to my dad and my grandpa, and this heritage of trucking that it was just a lot different than it is today.
Along a lot more back in the old days.
And so every time I get an opportunity to talk to somebody like you that's got such a strong history in the trucking industry, I like to put it on film, and then hopefully we take this truck and do it some justice, and it's something you're proud to see working again and earning a living.
It's been a good truck. I'd like to see what you can do with it, but it's always been a really good truck.
Yeah, there's and one of the things I've learned over the years of buying these old trucks, and the truck, especially when you've owned it for 30 plus years and worked it was how you made a living. We've talked about the maintenance and the time you spent working on it, the time you spend in it. Those trucks basically become a part of the family. There's a tie to the truck that doesn't leave even after after we leave this parking lot here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I kind of hate to see that one go. I spent a lot of time in that thing.
Yeah. Well, it is a gorgeous truck, and we're looking forward to it, and we wish you nothing but the best in retirement, and I hope you get the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do, but we're dang sure gonna be bothering you. That's the worst part about selling a truck to the Old Iron guys, is you become part of the Old Iron family, and we'll dang sure be in touch. And
I'm glad to see somebody get it that's gonna take care of it and keep it on the road.
Yeah, well, that's our goal, and that's what we're gonna do. Matter of fact, I've got a pretty young guy I'm gonna put in this truck that is just excited. There he is. It's exciting for me because there are some young guys out there that still get it, that understand, that been around trucks, and it's cool to be able to pass the history on.
Yeah, put them in an old.
To some of the young guys and watch them do well with it, and so so we'll get it together, and we're gonna get it to the shop right now. We're gonna start tearing it apart, and we'll slap some paint on it, stretch it out a little bit, and anyway, make it work for our deal, and we're gonna put it right to work, and we'll get another video when it's all done. Maybe we'll meet up over here and do another one of these.
Sounds good.
All right.
Whoa.